Okay, welcome back to another video. Left off showing you guys the Corvette as well as doing some Volkswagen stuff in the garage. So now we're going to get a little update here in the garage and then we can get down to business here. So got the 59 all squared away, which you guys saw that. I just torqued the wheels, popped the hubcaps back on, and I did go ahead and get a new choke cable on this thing, so we'll fire it up in just a second. Got this car swapped over to where this one used to be. Got it up on jack stands, getting started on all the wiring, so I'll update you guys on this shortly. Already got the axle boot change, went ahead and knocked that out. Had to order new shocks and got to fix some wiring back here as well from someone's cobbled up mess years ago. Anyway, that being said, I think I showed you guys this car a handful of videos back. My in-laws had bought this car brand new. It's an 87 Mazda RX-7 GXL, one owner, rust-free car, always kept inside, never driven in like bad weather. Got the occasional little dings, some trims peeled off, and the paint's really dirty just from sitting for years, but put new tires on it, got it up and running. Both the window gears are stripped out, so I got those, and we're gonna have Nathan, who was with us in the other videos, replace those for me. So as of right now, got the thing running. I'm gonna fire up the Bug and hopefully try to sneak this thing in there so I can clean the windows. They don't look dirty in videos, but they're pretty bad. I can hardly see out of them. So let's go see if this new choke cable does the choking and stuff. So if it doesn't fire up, I don't want to have my garage door opened up, letting all the heat out of here. So we'll just see if she fires up first. So first, without even pumping the gas, let's just see what we got here. No? Let's see. Now let's try it. May not have had it opened all the way. There we go. Didn't have the choke, should have said it didn't have the choke cable pulled all the way. Yeah. So see, when you actually choke it, it fires right up. So I'm glad to know that's actually working. So let's pull this thing out and see if we can swap-a-late on these things. She's a little cold. There we go. Well, see if we can fit this thing. But I might just set you guys up in here, we'll see. Like a glove. So we'll go ahead, you can kind of see how hazy the windshield is. but all the glass is pretty bad. Not bad shape, but just dirty. So we're gonna clean this thing up inside and out real quick, bag up the hardware that's laying in there. That way we can get this thing ready for Nathan, drive it over, and then he can pretty much just do his thing with it. So yeah, I'll clean these up, and then hopefully we'll be ready to swap them back out, back this thing out, and get the 59 pulled back in here, because it will be going out to Dad's pole barn. So that way we can in turn finish up this car, excuse me, and then my wife's Beetle can come back in here, and the black car will be done, 59 will be done, and then we can focus heavily on the 65 Beetle for my wife and the Trans Am. So I've been doing a little minuscule things on the side, nothing film worthy. I got all the old tint pulled out of it. As you can see, the glass looks way better, and I cleaned on it. Got a little tint residue yet to get off on the back window, so that's what I'm working on right now. Everything else is done and cleaned. Sucks this original windshield has a crack in it, but we're just gonna run it for now. But anyway, gonna go ahead and clean the glass up on this thing. Like I said, swap them out and get ready. And then hopefully we can pick up on working on the black car, getting some wiring fixed up. And hopefully when the shocks come in, we can mount those on it and get this thing fired back up and do a little video on it, drive it around, clean it up. So anyway, yeah, we'll catch up with you when we're ready to work on that thing. Okay, as you saw from the little cruise, we made it out here. Luckily the ground has cured enough. We came in the smoother route and monster truck through all those ruts. Drove great out here. Once this thing warms up, just because obviously it's air cooled, once it really gets up to its operating temperature, man, this thing runs like a pickle cedar. It's just fantastic. It's just super smooth, as you can hear it idling, just great. Those 36 horse engines that Volkswagen made were the best. They're just indestructible. I love them little things. But yeah, we're out here gonna store it up next to my mom's car. So we're gonna whip this thing in here and store it away for now, and then Dad and I are gonna put some plastic down. That way none of the moisture from this dirt, comes up underneath the car. So we're gonna do that real quick. Well, we'll probably do that another day, at least for now. Getting this thing in there, getting it stored and out of my way, so we can further film some dang videos on some of the projects. So let's get this thing in there. All right, there we go. Got her pulled in, got her stored up. Well, I'll tell you what, if we just did nothing but Volkswagens, we would have a tonnage of room, since these things are so dang small. There's my mom's 57 Oval. Yeah, we kind of monster trucked it out here when it was pretty muddy, so those are going to need to be cleaned off. But going to give this thing a tune up this year so it can runs great. Just needs a little bit of tune up, a little bit of love. And this is out of our way for now. So now she's stored out here, out of the elements for now, until we get the driver's seat done and get the passenger seat back. Once those are done, I'll probably drive it back to my house and we'll do a nice full detail on her and list that thing for sale. But anyway, so let's get back to the shop, and we'll try to get, or I guess my shop, and we'll get more stuff done on whatever we're tackling next. So probably the shocks and wiring on the black one. See, runs good. Just have to do a little tune-up and carb adjustment, plugs, things like that. This thing will be on the road for the year. So just thought I'd show that off real quick before we head back to the garage. Okay, we got the bugs moved. I was gonna pick up at the shop, but decided to go ahead and finish on some stuff here in the garage. As we're finishing up this black car, I've got the new shocks in, because the ones I had, they're the same ones I had on it, but they've been blown out since day one. I was just an idiot and decided to run them anyway. And yeah, it led to me having uncontrollable bounce in the rear and splitting axle boots because of excessive suspension travel, and all that fun stuff you get with blown out shocks. So anyway, here's the old ones. And obviously you got to get your sleeves out of there for the bolt. So we just finished this one up. And yeah, so these things are junk. So these are going to go in the scrap pile. And there's one of the new ones, just mocking it up. And we got the other, here's the other two sleeves we knocked out. So let's go ahead and get this one done. Might set you guys up real quick and make my life a little bit easier. So I like to use a socket that's about the right size. And if this doesn't work, knocking your sleeves out, you can always, I've heated up the rubber and then got them knocked out that way. So we'll see if these ones go as easy as the other side. Well, so far no. But it did move. There we go. There it is. And then we get that out when it gets jam-related into rubber. Just put you an extension on there and walk it back out. Bam, done. So let's do the other side real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do that. Should be pretty quick and painless. Of course, the last one is being painless. There we go. Done and done. Now we can slip these bad boys into the new shocks. So I don't know how that's going to go, but we shall find out. All right, I went ahead and did one off camera, and these sleeves aren't exactly correct for these shocks. They're just actually a little, they're not wide enough, but it gets the job done. So basically just threw some PB Blaster on there, put the eyelet in the vise, and kind of just walked it in there, and then tapped it in with the hammer, and looks like it went in just fine. So let's do the other ones real quick, and then we should be set to go. And we'll throw these bad boys on the back here. And I think before I put the wheels back on, I may change on the fuel filter on the back of this thing. And then I got a little bit of wiring to finish up. And then we'll be able to set this thing back down on the ground. Don't know if I'll finish that out in this video, so I really want to get a video out because I've already got another video started. So yeah, I may just pick up on the next video, finishing this thing up, going over a couple things on the Trans Am, but we'll at least get these all swapped over and show you guys the end result. Okay, shocks are installed, both sides. So we are set. So basically all that's left on this car, I got to fix someone else's cobbled up wiring right back in here for the coil. I think that's it, really just the coil and choke. I think are the only things I got to address back there. And then there's a wire up here that was kind of cobbled together that ran from my ignition that doubles back to the engine bay. So got to run a new wire for that, jumper it over to where it goes on the fuse block here, and then run me a new wire out back, and that should take care of it. And then this car will be squared away minus fuel filter and oil change. So while I got the car jacked up, I might as well do that. So like I said, I'll probably finish this car out in another video because I don't have any oil yet, and I don't have, well, I got to run and pick up some wire so we can finish this thing out. Okay, we are back in the garage working on the black Beetle. And I know we had talked about wiring already. I went ahead and tied everything up. It's kind of boring trying to set up the camera and just watch me like crimp wires and solder and all the boring stuff. So anyway, fixed some wiring in here and rewrapped it. Redid all of this wiring properly as well. The only thing I didn't is this old tack wire, which I had ran, or my dad and I ran years ago, and it's fine. But redid the connection here for the electric choke, all new ends, everything done really decent for what this is. This is for the license plate light, and I need to fix this end real quick. But that's the last thing. Got all new wire ran, everything zip tied real nice up underneath, and zip tied it all really good up under here, and runs along the sill through here. And I'm gonna redo these kick panels. They're all tore up anyway, because they used to be all nice with the style headliner and stuff I had in here, but I'm gonna be changing that out, which is why the wire is on the outside of it. I'm just not doing it right now, so when I tear this out, I'll tuck this behind with all the other wiring, and then that'll be good to go. And then got everything up front redone as well. Well, not everything, you know, tied everything up, zip tied stuff, but I got the new ends made and tied everything together where I'm not double splicing anymore. I've got like a dual spade on here where this single wire for the tack is running off its own thing, and then this big wire for my ignition power is going back to the coil, and it all ties in where it's supposed to through the fuse panel. So we are gonna try to start this thing for the first time in probably, I don't even remember, a year and a half, I think. I don't think it's been 2 years yet, but I think a year and a half, which sucks because this is one of the main cars I always drove around town. It's kind of like my little around town cruiser, but once the shocks went out on me, and every time I'd take it out, the back end would just get so bouncy, I kept splitting axle boots. I was like, yeah, it's time to figure out the shock deal, so we already discussed that. Got new shocks on it, and then after I had fixed another issue, I took this thing back out, and it was running great, and then it died on me, and I shut the key off, and I started seeing some smoke coming from under the hood, or the trunk, and hurried up, disconnected the battery, and luckily it stopped right there, and got towed home, and it sat ever since, up until now. So we're gonna fire this thing up, see how it runs, and then once I know everything is kosher, we'll get an oil change done on it, and that should clean up the bottom end from where all the axle or gear oil got slung all around and kind of coated the bottom of the engine and stuff like that. But it'll be a monumental thing just getting this thing fired up to where we can just clean it up and be good to go. So, all right, we'll see if we get power to this thing and try to start it. Just plugged the battery in, and nothing's caught fire yet, so that's positive. Should crank over. I know there's fuel. I know I leaked a little bit out changing the filter. I'm gonna set you guys up here. So I'm gonna hop in here and see if this thing will make some noise for the first time in a very long time. So let's see what happens. Well, it's cranking. I don't see anything burning yet, so that's good. Probably gonna take a second with the carburetor being empty. Just gonna double check the wiring here. And that starter is a conglomerate mess of a 6-volt starter with a 12-volt solenoid. It's all really old, which is why you heard it just spinning, because it's got a dead spot. But she always comes through. Well, nothing's bad yet, so. That noise is just the fan shroud. That's an aftermarket one. It kind of bumps the fan every once in a while. Nothing major. There we go. Okay, so you guys heard it run. Runs great, always has. That engine's like, I think I put it in there in like fall of 2018, and it was brand new and doesn't really have that many miles on it. So runs great. I'll probably eventually address that fan rubbing the fan shroud issue, but it's fine right now. Been that way forever just because it's one of the cheap aftermarket 36 horse style fan shrouds, just because they're cleaner looking, but it works. So now we are ready to finally, it does need an oil change. So we'll probably do that at some point, not something I'll put in a video. But I did do an oil change on it before it, died on me, and wiring decided to catch fire and all that good stuff. So I'll probably just continue to keep it fired up on this oil. And when I really start to drive it for the season, we'll jack it back up in the rear, do an oil change and whatnot. But now it's ready to be fully detailed, sweep the inside out. Probably eventually do a headliner and kick panels again. I kind of mentioned the kick panels earlier. And do a nice wash and buff and or hand polish, we'll see. But here it is back on the ground. So very excited. Thing looked killer. I love it. Some people like them slammed, some don't. I don't really care. Always love them slammed. And this thing isn't anything super rare, just a 64, nothing too fancy. 64 is the last year for all the small glass before they changed over. But there we go. And yes, I do drive it like this. It's not on air ride. But that'll do it. This thing is back. I do have to get the spring and the deck lid remounted. It's kind of just chilling up there for now. The spring, I forgot, I put it in my tool pack that I put in the other Beetle, and I got to go retrieve that. So, yeah, that'll pretty much do it. We'll clean it up, and then I'll do a in-car driving video on this one in another future video. So that'll be it for this one for now. And I think I mentioned we were going to get on my wife's 65 Beetle. And that's not a huge project. It really just needs the engine cleaned up and a few little tune-up items on it. Same with the transmission, just needs cleaned up, change the oil in it. And then brakes, fuel lines, basically just that kind of stuff. And then it'll pretty much be ready to be back on the road. But it is still a substantial project. And she really wants to drive the Mazda first just because it already runs, drives, stops, all the good stuff. And it's a little bit easier to learn a manual on. She's already doing great on it. So we're probably going to swap this out to the middle. We'll put the Mazda over here after we power wash it and start a detailing video. So I'll probably do a start to finish on detailing that car because it ought to be pretty cool. So look forward to that. So anyway, let's jump on to the next thing. Enough freaking talking. So let's get back on something else. So to finish this video out, I think we're gonna change gears. I'll show you guys what I got done on the Trans Am. I can't remember if I put it in this video or not. If I did, I'll probably cut this clip out. But anyway, got the interior back out of it. Kind of got it laid out over here. If you guys notice any difference, pulled the shifter out of it, and someone had one of them stupid B&M quick stick junk turds in there. But that's all I've got right now. I did find a 4-speed swap, but I didn't pull the trigger because I'd really like to use that money to get this car running and driving. But we'll see. I got a lead on another transmission. I do already have a 4-speed bell housing, or I should say Dad does, that we're probably not going to use. So if he doesn't care, I may end up buying that from him and use it in this car if I ever decide to 4-speed swap it, which shouldn't say if, when. Probably get it driving as the automatic, enjoy it, collect all the 4-speed parts, and go from there, but whatever. This car had some nasty old tint in it, so we got all the tint out. Windows are looking good. I think I put this in a video already, but I did finish it all up. Hate that this has a crack because the windshield cleaned up nice. The dash cleaned up super freaking nice. Same with the steering wheel. Still got to do all the aluminum and paint stuff around it, but gave the dash a wipe down. Got the back window, all the tint removed. That was a freaking nightmare. So, yeah, so interior-wise, probably going to pull all the old sound deadening stuff out because it's obviously disgusting. And then should be able to clean it up and prep it for new carpet. But right now, let's transition to the engine bay. And I need to get this power steering pump off. For one, I don't want it dangling in my way anymore. And just need everything out of here that needs to be out to prep it for the new engine that's coming. So, and this power steering pump is correct for this car, but it's locked up. So I might try to put it in the vise, see if I can free it up. Probably not, but at least we can salvage it, I think, and I'll know what lines I need to get coming for it as well. So let's go ahead and jump in here and get this pump off. All right, guys, got it off. Got the old return line just cut off because it's trash and I can just make whatever I want later. But at least now I got a line to go off of for the new high pressure line. And then what's super sick is I was just sitting here messing around. I hardly even oh, hey, got some fluid in there still. Cool. Let me see how it looks. Looks fairly clean. I'm hoping this pump works. I would love to not buy a power steering pump because this thing decided just to be free. I mean, I got hefty on this thing trying to spin it and it wouldn't spin. And then I basically just breathed on it and it just started spinning. Don't feel any shaft play or anything like that. It feels pretty smooth. So might get by with just, it looks really clean on the inside too. I just think everything leaked out from the bad return line from sitting so many years, and the fluid looks good in the gearbox, so I'm going to suck all that out. I don't want to blow it out because I don't want anything getting down in there, so I'll probably suck all that stuff out. But I'm pretty stoked we got this thing off. So I'm gonna hop out of the engine bay real quick and then we'll check this thing out closer. Okay, so back out of the car. Engine mounts are definitely shot, which not a big deal. But the power steering pump I think will be all right. Knowing my luck, I'll end up bolting it in, it'll leak, but let's just hope that it's okay. Because it's spinning pretty, like I said, there's no shaft play. It's spinning pretty good. It's not like so loose that it feels bad. So it might be all right. It's one of those things, it's pretty easy to change on these, so if it is bad, whatever, I'll change it. And I also got my line to go off of, which I'll probably just end up ordering it, so I won't really need that anyway. And then I kind of shot backed out the cowl area and some of the stuff in here, which I know you can't really tell, but I did get some crap out of my way. But anyway, for this video, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it short here. So the next one, look forward to seeing the black car, this one here, get finished up and see some more updates on the Corvette at the shop, getting it wet sanded and buffed. And then also another video after that, which I think I included a little bit of it in here. I got the windows fixed on the Mazda. I think I showed you guys that I was cleaning the glass and taking it out to fix the windows. Well, fix the windows, they're good to go. So now the car is ready to be washed and then do a full detail on the exterior because the inside's like dang near perfect. So look forward to those. That ought to be some couple cool videos coming up here. So like I said, for this one, we'll go ahead and cut it off here. And then, also we'll have another video of going to get the engine for this. So I don't know if it'll be a whole entire video or if it'll be in with one of the upcoming ones, I'm not sure. But anyway, look forward to going to get the engine for this. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Kind of a compilation of all the different cars. So anyway, we'll see you guys in the next video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we are out.